So my name is Brendon, and this is an all levels Vinyasa class. Welcome everybody. We are going to be playing around with a lot of balancey sorts of things today. Standing balances, side plank balances, some in down dog. So I know those are challenging things for a lot of people. Some days they're challenging for me too. So just do the best you can and just have fun with it. Be playful about it, and don't be too hard on yourself if you fall out of things a lot. It's really no big deal. But one quick thing before we get started about side plank, just for alignment to help keep our shoulders nice and healthy, just because I've had shoulder injuries before and I know a lot of us climbers have, this can be really helpful when you're doing side planks. So a lot of times we hear to put the wrist directly under the shoulder in side plank, but really that doesn't give us as much space and stability in the shoulder joint as I would like to have. So what I do is scoop my hand forward about 1 hand distance and then come into it like this. So that if you're looking at the angle of my torso and my arm, now this is more of a 90-degree angle, and this is actually a lot safer and more stable for me. So there are a couple of different schools of thought. That is my personal opinion on what I like to do. So you do what suits your body best. And let's get started standing today with feet hip width distance apart from each other. Feeling your feet root down into your mat. Maybe pick up all your toes, spread them nice and wide, and then set them back down, trying to go 1 toe at a time. Take a deep breath in through your nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Maybe close down your eyes, and really focus on your breath now. Notice where in your body you feel the breath. See if you can begin to deepen the breaths now. Breathing in, send the air down to your belly, so your belly expands, your ribs expand, your collarbones lift. And then exhale, the collarbones drop, the ribs come back in. Belly pulls in to press all the air out. Maybe you add your Ujjayi breathing at this point by bringing a gentle constriction to the back of your throat, like you would if you were trying to fog up a window or to whisper to somebody. With that constriction, breathe in and out through your nose, just so your breath becomes audible. And in the balances that we'll work on today, really pay attention to what happens to your breath. Sometimes we hold our breath when we start to get tense, but really the balance is better and stronger if we can keep the breath flowing. So bring your awareness back to your feet and just start shifting your weight forward toward the toes and then back toward the heels. Do that a few times, and then maybe shift the weight toward the left and the right. Just getting a feel for balancing in your feet. You probably notice some differences in your ankles as you're moving around, maybe even into your core. So come back to center now, really feel the arches of your feet lift, energy pulling up into the legs. So quads engage, kneecaps gently lift. Lengthen your tailbone down, zip your belly in and up. And inhale, reach your arms out and up toward the ceiling. Exhale them out and back down to your sides. Again, inhale, reach out and up. Exhale out and back down. Strong standing mountain stance. Inhale, reach out and up. This time, palms come together. Exhale, hands come to heart center. You can flutter your eyes open if they're not already. And then start shifting the weight into your left foot so your right foot floats. Let your shoulders drop down and back. Zip the belly in and up. Just take one more round of breath, balancing on the left foot. Noticing any wobbliness, or maybe you feel super stable on this side. Set your right foot down, transfer the weight over to the right, hover the left foot. Same thing, noticing any wobbliness or stability. Shoulder blades tuck into the back. Take one more round of breath. And set your left foot down. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Hinging from your hips, bend the knees as you come down to your fold. Halfway lift, palms to shins. Inhale, lengthen the crown of your head forward. Bring the weight towards your toes so that you feel your hamstrings engage. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reach out, rise up to our mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. And now we start with some more challenging balances. So shift the weight into your right foot, hover the left, and then we'll take those same arm motions that we did earlier. So inhale, arms reach out and up, still balancing on the right foot. Exhale, arms out and to your sides. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, back down. Something different this time. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Turn your right palm forward, left palm towards your chest. Interlock your fingers, and then pull the elbows away from each other. We're trying to wake up the lats and the rhomboids while we do this. So think about pressing shoulders away from the ears and down the back. Gently release that left foot to the mat. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen the crown of your head forward. Exhale, let it go. Reach out, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart, and we'll take that on the second side. So shift the weight into your left foot, right foot hovers. Reach your arms out and up on your inhale. Exhale, lower them down. Breathe in, lift the arms. Breathe out, lower. Last one, inhale, reach up. Hands to heart on the exhale. This time left palm turns forward, right palm facing your chest. Interlock the fingers again, pull the elbows away from each other. See if you can mentally connect with the lats, which are these muscles underneath your armpits, kind of on the sides, wrapping around your back. Also the spot between your shoulder blades, the rhomboids pulling together. Gently release that, reach out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, long spine. And then plant your hands on the mat, step one knee down at a time, find your box pose. So fingers are spread wide, wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And we'll just start by taking big circles with the hips. Warming up wrists and shoulders and hips all at the same time. Take a few circles in the other direction. You're also welcome to add in any additional movements that your body is asking for right now. Let's come back to center. Inhale, lift your chest, arch your back, cow pose. Exhale, round, pull the belly in, press the floor away. Inhale, lift your chest, cow pose. Exhale, cat, round, tuck your chin, pull the belly in. Let's take 2 more rounds just like that, moving with your breath. Bring it back to a neutral spine whenever you're finished. And then let's take a moment to check out our grip on the mat before moving on. So fingers are spread wide, just so you can have a wide, stable base as we move through these postures. And then press down through each fingertip and the knuckles at the top of your palms. Kind of like you would if you were trying to grip a basketball. Sometimes that can help to think about that. So inhale, step the left toes to the back of your mat, press the heel back. Enjoy that calf stretch for a breath. And then roll to the big toe edge of the left foot. I'm going to step my right hand forward a little as we move into the side plank, reaching the left arm up. You could take some circles with this left arm, loosen up the shoulder. Just notice how it's feeling today. And take a few in the other direction if you're circling. Inhale, left arm reaches back up. Now swivel the right shin back behind you so you're in more of a supported side plank position. And then pop up onto the right fingertips. Really pull in and up through your belly. Lengthen the tailbone toward the back of your mat. And then see if you can lift the right fingertips up so they're floating just a little off the mat. Feeling your obliques working, maybe your glutes too. And then right hand comes to the mat. Really ground down through the left foot in your right hand, and we'll try hovering the right knee, maybe the right foot as well. One more breath here. Softly set your right knee down, left hand, then left knee meets right. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat, just resetting. Inhale back to neutral. One other quick note as we're doing these side planks, and really just about your grip in down dog or any position where your hands are on the mat, think about externally rotating the arms as if you're twisting open a jar. So the hands and fingers actually stay put. That's just the intention of the energy with that external rotation. So inhale, step the right toes back, press your heel back. Find the calf stretch. Then come to the inner edge of your right foot. Maybe walk the left hand forward a little, coming to your side plank on the second side. Maybe take some circles with your right arm. And switch directions. On your next inhale, reach the right arm up. Swivel the left shin back behind you like a kickstand. Zip the belly in and up and pop up to your left fingertips. When you're ready, play around with floating the left fingertips off the mat. You may notice that one side feels a lot easier to balance than the other. This side is definitely easier for me than the first side. But no worries either way, just noticing what's happening in our bodies. Bring the left hand back down to the mat. Firmly root down through your right foot. See if you can hover the left knee, maybe the left foot as well. And make sure you're still breathing. Left foot finds the mat. Then right hand and right knee, one round of cat-cow. Inhale to arch. Exhale, round. back to neutral. Cross your shins and sit back, just finding a comfortable, easy seat. We'll take a side stretch for a moment. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend towards your right. Try to relax the left shoulder back and down, but reach through the left fingertips. Make sure you're plugging the left sitting bone down into the mat, finding a stretch in your left side. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, switch sides. Right fingertips reach over to the left side, but right shoulder softens down. Inhale brings you back to center. And then hands can come to the mat, feet plant in front of you with bent knees. Moving into our boat pose, but starting with feet on the floor. So hug the legs together, and then bring hands behind your thighs. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Maybe use your inhale to grow taller. And as you exhale, start to tip your torso back. Trying to keep the spine straight. And bring some awareness to the spot about 2 inches below your belly button. Pull that spot in and up to find deeper core engagement. Press down through the big toe mound of your feet. Keep hugging the legs together, feeling a lift in the pelvic floor all the way up. Last breath here. And then let's find an easy seat again with the opposite shin in front from the last time. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, side stretch to your right. Maybe taking it a little deeper the second time around. And think about sending your breath into your left side. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, side stretch left. Breathe into your right side. Find even more length there. Breathe in as you lift up. Breathe out, release your hands to the mat. We're finding our boat pose again. Starting out the same way. Hug the legs together, hands behind the thighs. Find length in the spine, then start tilting back. Maybe lift your shins up so they come parallel to the floor now. Again, finding that spot a couple inches below your belly button to pull in and up from there. If you feel comfortable and fairly balanced right here, maybe you release the arms forward. Keep lifting your chest. One more breath here. Then lower your legs down, soles of the feet come together, knees out wide, so butterfly legs. And just fold forward over the feet. Letting your head and neck relax. Send your breath into your back body. Slowly roll up the next time you inhale. Exhale, back to our boat pose. Shins lift if you can. And then go ahead and keep your hands behind your thighs. We're trying something a little bit different this time. Just rocking our boats. So shift the weight onto your right sitting bone, tilt to the right a little bit, and then come back to center and tilt to your left. Back to center, reset, lengthen the spine, zip the belly in and up, tilt to the right, and then tilt to your left. We'll do that a couple more times. If you feel comfortable with that, maybe the arms can reach forward as you do this. Tilting right and left. One more time on each side to the right. Keep hugging the legs together and the left. Good, butterfly legs again. This time hands behind your hips, but fingers facing the hips. On your exhale, lift up, press the knees down, but squeeze the glutes to lift your hips. Really press down through the hands so the chest is broadening toward the ceiling. And exhale, sit back down, cross your shins, plant your hands back to our tabletop. One round of cat-cow. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck your chin, pull the belly in. Back to neutral. Curl your toes under, lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. And go ahead and pedal this one out. Settle in however you need to. Maybe bending the knees one at a time, shifting the heels side to side, really whatever movement feels good for you. Press down through each fingertip and through your knuckles. Imagine you're opening jars with each hand so you can find that external rotation. Then lift your right leg up to the sky. Inhale. Keep your hip bones both facing your mat. Reach up through the right heel. Exhale, knee toward nose, really curling in. Then step between your hands, find a lunge with back knee to the mat. Press your hips forward. Reach your heart forward. With your next exhale, straighten the front leg, half split. You can keep the right knee softly bent if your hamstrings are tight. Or if you need more of a stretch, straighten your leg and flex your right foot. Inhale, come back to your lunge. Step back, plank pose. Can be on the knees or the toes. Either way, still thinking about our grip, about that external rotation of the arms, and pulling the belly in for the next 2 breaths. For our first chaturanga, let's all lower the knees to the mat. Make sure we're shifting forward so shoulders come past the wrists. Slowly lower on the exhale, elbows pointing straight back, all the way down to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra, peel your chest up. Root down through the tops of your feet and your thighs. See if you can pull the belly button up off your mat. Exhale, lower. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, peel the chest up. Thighs and tops of feet press down, but belly button lifts up. Shoulder blades draw together and down the back. Exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, lift. Maybe this time your hands float. Feeling your back body get stronger as we do this. Gently release. Press up through box. Come back to your downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Inhale. Flexing the foot. Hips square toward your mat. Exhale, curl left knee in towards your nose. Step forward to your lunge. Soften the right knee to the mat. Press your hips forward. And chest broadens forward. On your exhale, start straightening your left leg as much as you can for your half split. Head and neck can relax here. We do enough tensing up of that normally throughout our day, so just let it hang. Inhale, come back to your lunge. Step back to plank, 3 breaths here on the knees or the toes. Press shoulders away from the ears. Send triceps towards your heart. Pull the belly button up towards your spine. Maybe lower the knees again for the chaturanga, maybe not, your choice. Exhale to lower slowly and mindfully all the way down to the belly. This time, bring your fingertips wider so they come off your mat. Elbows are kind of pointing up and back at a diagonal. Inhale to lift your chest up, pressing down through the fingertips, rolling the shoulders back and down. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the chest. Shoelace side of feet pressing down, thighs pressing down, belly lifting up off the mat. Exhale, lower. Last time, inhale to lift. Maybe the fingertips float. Keep drawing the shoulder blades together and down the back. And release. Press up through tabletop. Back to your downward facing dog. Soften your knees, look forward. Oh, actually, before you do that, let's stay in down dog for a moment and play with some balance here. So, feet should be hip width distance apart, fingers spread wide. Zip the belly in and up, and then pop up onto your right fingertips. Just noticing how that feels, how that changes the weight through the rest of your limbs. Maybe float the right hand up. If that feels okay, reach your right hand back towards your right hip. Still breathing here. Set your right hand down, moving to the left side, first popping up onto the left fingertips. Notice the shift in your weight, and then float the left fingers. Maybe reach them back towards your left hip. Trying to maintain that down dog shape as much as possible. Left hand comes to the mat. Soften your knees, look forward, and step toward the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Reach out, rise up, inhale. Hands to heart on your exhale. Coming back to our mountain pose. I like feet hip width distance apart as we work on balance, just so we're starting out from a good stable position. So let's strengthen here first. Rooting down through the 4 corners of your feet. Drawing up through the arches, energy through the legs. Tailbone lengthens down, belly zips in and up. Inhale, shoulders shrug up. Exhale them back and down. And shift the weight into your right foot. Left knee lifts up about waist height. Now bring left hand to your left knee. Right hand can just rest on your hip. Press your hand and your knee into each other. Make sure you're still breathing. And notice as you press, that helps your core cinch in so that you can be more stable. Relax that resistance. Now send your left foot back behind you. Left hand grabs your ankle, taking a quad stretch here, trying to bring left ankle out towards your outer hip. Make sure you're not just sitting down into your right hip, just really lifting up. Lots of energy lifting up through your right foot. Bring your left knee forward again, hands to hips. Straighten your leg, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Warrior 3. We'll try to gently and smoothly sweep the leg back. Maybe hands come to heart center or take some other arm variation you like. Try to make sure the hips are even. Sometimes this left hip likes to lift up in this position. Then soft landing left toes at the back of the mat, lunge, arms reach up. Sit the hips down. Feel the stretch in the front of the hip flexor. Exhale, cactus arms, lift the chest, pull the shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left hand to the mat, twist towards your right. Try to square the hips toward the top of the mat. To do that, think about zipping the legs toward each other so that your legs get really strong and stable. Then pop up onto the right fingertips. Maybe float the right hand off the mat. Exhale, set your left hand down. We're moving toward a side plank, so maybe step the left hand forward just a little. Come to the outer edge of your left foot. Step the right foot back. It could stagger in front of the left foot, stop on top, or left knee can lower. Any of those variations for another 2 breaths. Think about opening a jar with your left hand to find that external rotation, finding the lat engagement in your left side. Regular plank pose, lower the right hand. Take your vinyasa or skip it. So exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, forward and up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Make sure the feet are hip width distance apart again. And then pop up to the right fingertips. Same thing as last time, float the right hand. Maybe reach it back towards your right hip. Right hand to the mat. Left side, pop up to the fingertips. Maybe flip the left hand and reach it back. Left hand to the mat. So we'll do the left side again, adding on if you want to just play around with this. It's definitely balancey, but fun. So this next time, you'll hover the right hand, reach it back, shift more weight into the right hand and right foot. Bend the left knee, see if you can grab your ankle and take that quad stretch and open up toward the left. One more breath here. Gently landing in our downward facing dog. Soften the knees, look forward, and step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Reach out and up, inhale. Hands to heart on your exhale. Second side, shift the weight into your left foot. Hover the lift the right knee up towards your waist height. Then right hand and right knee press into each other so you feel that cinching in at your waist. You may have already done this as we've been balancing, but something else that can help is to find a drishti, which is just a focal point that you can keep your gaze on, something that's not moving, that can help you focus and stay balanced. Now start sending your right leg behind you, taking that quad stretch, trying to bring right heel toward your outer right hip. There are lots of different tendencies in this position with the hips, either, tipping the pelvis forward, kind of jutting the butt out, or different kinds of things. So try to maintain neutrality here and lift up through the left foot. And feel the lifting up energy all the way from your left foot all the way up toward the crown of your head. On your next inhale, right knee comes forward again, waist height, hands to hips. Straighten your leg forward and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep it back, warrior 3. Finding the same arm variation you did on the first side. Level out your hips. And notice what happens in your neck. Drishti should be down toward the top of your mat, so the neck is long and it's in line with the rest of your spine. Softly land the right foot at the back of the mat. Inhale, reach your arms up in our crescent lunge. Cactus arms, exhale, lift the chest, pull the shoulder blades down and back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right hand to the mat, twist towards your left. Zip the legs together. Find your stability. And then pop up to the right fingertips. Then lift the right fingertips. Find your balance here. Strong legs. Right hand back to the mat, getting ready for our side plank. Come to the little toe edge of your right foot. Left foot steps back. Same variation as your first side, whether you staggered the feet, stacked them, or lowered the knee. Trying to make sure your breath is still flowing even and deep. On your next exhale, left hand to the mat. Find your plank pose. Inhale, shift forward, shoulders past the wrists. Exhale, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, forward and up, up dog or cobra. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Pop up to your left fingertips. Float the left hand, maybe send it back towards your hips. Then set it back down. Right side, same thing. First the fingertips, and then float, maybe reach back. Set your right hand down and get ready for that funny little balance. So taking our quad stretch in the down dog. Start shifting your weight into your left foot and left hand. Start by floating the right hand again, reaching it back towards your right hip. Then start lifting the right leg, bend your knee, find your ankle, and then press the knee back, finding your quad stretch, attempting to open up toward the right side. So no worries if you fall out of it like I just did, just come back into it when you're ready. One side is often more challenging than the other. Sometimes they're both challenging. So let's find our downward facing dog again. Shake that out. Soften your knees, look forward, and step to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, lengthen forward. Exhale, let it go. Sweep your arms out to rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Shift the weight into your right foot again. Left knee lifts. This time we'll try right hand to the inner left thigh. Press your knee and your hand into each other, so you're getting this cross body action now. Still lifting up all the way from the right foot up through the crown of the head. Release that. Turn your left knee out. Find your left foot on your right inner leg somewhere. It could be kickstanding it down at the bottom near your calf. Foot could connect with the calf, or all the way up to your inner thigh, tree pose. Any of those versions. I like hands at heart center just to find the balance initially, because the more you press your hands into each other, it reminds you to press your foot and your inner thigh into each other. And that can really make this balance a lot easier. Shoulders are softening away from the ears. Maybe you could play around with closing your eyes, even if it's just for 1 second. Just notice what happens to your balance when you do that. Oops. Last breath here. Now bring the knee back to waist height. Warrior 3, again, send your foot back like you're stomping on the wall behind you. Soft landing, crescent lunge. Exhale, twist towards your right. Open the arms up toward the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist toward the left. Inhale, back to center. Cactus arms, exhale, lift your chest. Inhale, reach up. Set the left heel down, so warrior 1 stance now. Left foot should be at about a 45-degree angle. Trying to make the hips turn toward the top of the mat as much as possible. Now interlace your hands at your low back. Pull the shoulder blades together, lift your chest. Humble warrior on your exhale, fold forward to the inside of your right knee. Fist can either stay at the low back if your shoulders are tight, or it can release overhead if that's available to you. Still think about squaring your hips toward the top of the mat. And pulling the legs together so they're strong and stable. Take one more breath here. Inhale, lift up halfway. Release your bind. Set your right hand in front of your right foot. Left hand can go to the waist or wherever is comfortable. So now, really press down through the right hand and the left foot. See if you can float the right foot. Maybe bring knee in towards your chest for a side plank with a lifted bottom leg. Now right foot steps back. Find your regular plank for just a moment. Maybe set the knees down, find a child's pose. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, lifts you up back to your all fours. Find your plank. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. And we'll work on our tree side plank next. So we did this standing just a moment ago. Finding that tree leg variation. Setting the left sole of your foot anywhere on your right inner leg except on the knee joint. Keep zipping the belly in and up. Press the floor away with your right fingertips and your right knuckles. Take one more inhale. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, yoga push-up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Soften the knees, look forward. Step or hop forward. Lift up halfway, breathe in. Breathe out, let it go. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Second side, shift the weight into your left foot. Right knee lifts. Left hand to your inner right thigh. Press your leg and your hand into each other, finding that cross-body engagement. Finding the lift from your left toe all the way up your body. Release that engagement. Take your right knee out to the side. Plant the right sole of your foot anywhere on your inner left leg. Maybe it's a kickstand. Maybe all the way up towards your inner thigh. Attempting to place it in the same spot you did on the other side to find balance. Hands can come to heart center, maybe pressing the palms together, press the fingertips together. Press the bottom of your right foot and your left inner thigh into each other. Play around with closing your eyes just to see what happens for you. Take one more breath in your tree pose. Then bring your right knee forward, coming to our warrior three. So stomp the right foot back toward the wall behind you. Breathing here. Nice long spine, flexing the right foot. So toes are pointing down toward your mat. Softly land right foot back, find your crescent lunge. Exhale, twist toward the left, opening your arms up toward opposite walls. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Back to center, reach up. Cactus arms, exhale. Inhale, reach. Spin the right heel down, find your warrior one legs. So right foot at a 45. Belly and chest turning toward the top of your mat. Then interlace your hands at your low back, trying to get opposite fingers on top this time. Pull the shoulder blades together, lift your chest. Exhale to your humble warrior. Maybe letting your fist fall overhead if that's comfortable. If you notice your right hip drifted back, just bring it forward again, trying to find hips square to the front. Last breath here. As you breathe in, lift up halfway. Release your bind, plant your left hand in front of your left foot. Right hand can come to your hip. On an exhale, see if you can lift the left foot. Come to a side plank with left knee, trying to tuck in towards your chest. Hold that for just a moment. Then step your left foot back. Find your child's pose. 3 breaths. Take a big inhale, shift forward, come to your plank. And then finding that tree-like version of side plank, come to the pinky toe edge of the left foot. And then maybe set your right foot on your inner left leg. Still pressing the bottom of your foot into the left leg into the bottom of the foot. Press down through the left fingertips and knuckles. Draw the left shoulder blade down your back. Hold it for one more breath. Then right hand finds the mat, right foot, plank pose. Last vinyasa for this class. Exhale, slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale forward and up, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward plank. This time lowering all the way down to the belly. Extend your right arm out to your right side so you're making half of a T shape. And then roll onto your right side. Maybe bend your left knee, step your left foot behind you for a little extra leverage for this stretch. Trying to feel something in your right pec. If you're not feeling anything, you can play around with the angle of your right arm or even bend the elbow. I often find a bent elbow gives me a deeper stretch, or maybe I'm just tighter in that area. Begin slowing down the breath. Release onto your belly and switch sides. Left arm out, roll to the left side. Right foot can step back behind you. Or you could play around with the angle of your left arm. Gently release onto the belly and then roll over onto your back. Bend your knees when you get there. Plant your feet pretty close to your glutes, hip width distance apart, setting up for our bridge pose. So on an exhale, root down through your heels to lift the hips up. Shimmy the shoulder blades closer together underneath you. Think about lengthening the knees forward and drawing the heels back toward the shoulders. Softly lower back down. We'll do that one more time and hold for about 5 breaths. So inhale here. Exhale as you lift up. Again, shimmying the shoulder blades together. Maybe find your bind if that's within your practice. If you're taking the bind, really press down through the forearms to help you create the lift. Still heels drawing back toward the shoulders. Knees lengthening forward. Belly draws in and up. Last breath. And release down to the mat. Windshield wiper your knees side to side a couple of times. Then straighten your legs. Reach the arms overhead. Walk your feet toward the right side of the mat. Then walk your arms to the right side, finding a banana shape with hips and shoulders flat down on the mat. Left ankle can cross over right. You can even grab your left wrist and give it a gentle tug to stretch through your whole left side. back to center. Then legs walk over to the left side of the mat. Arms follow. Right ankle could cross over the left. And you could grab your right wrist to tug it to the left side. Feeling the length in your right side body now. Maybe sending some breath there if you feel any tight spots. Return to center on your next inhale. And then one knee at a time, pull them into your chest. Exhale, give your knees a hug, maybe rock side to side. Take a happy baby, widening the knees. Lift your feet up toward the ceiling. You could grab behind your thighs, your calves, or your feet, whichever position is most comfortable for you. And then you can take a moment to play around here, maybe rocking, maybe straightening the legs one at a time, or both. Just doing whatever your body needs. When you're ready, lengthen your legs out on the mat. Find your final resting pose, Shavasana. Taking a moment to let the body be still, to find stillness in the mind, and just let yourself absorb that practice. Closing down the eyes, releasing any tension with the exhales. Just imagine that you can sink down into the mat. Stay here as long as you're able to. And this is where I will leave you. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Brendon, and with that, namaste.